Yo, Jacob, guess what? Guess what?
What?
I was over at the store, right? And I was in the grocery section. And
And they had instruments in there, right?
yeah, they had some thyme, some rhythm,
Yeah.
some asparagus, and most importantly, they had a saxophone,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. Cause
Right.
like
That's my favorite
fruit.
vegetable.
Yeah.
Um, that's my favorite vegetable of the Bible.
Um, you know, cause you just plant a saxophone seed and then it grows. It's like a pepper.
Yeah, just like a pepper. You plant it in the ground and it comes out. Oh, you got bell peppers.
Yeah.
Saxophone's got a bell. Um, you know, Gabelle is that guy in A Tale of Two Cities.
Yeah.
There's a lot of important things. Anyway, speaking about saxophones, well, first we got a munch munch.
Crunch, crunch.
Welcome to
All right, bonus bite.
with Luke.
And Jacob.
You might have noticed that the recording sounds a little different than usual. Jacob and I are trying out a brand new microphone setup.
Actually, the first microphone setup.
First microphone setup that we've had that isn't just a phone. So hopefully it sounds pretty good.
I think it does.
If there's some like rustling or whatever, we're just getting stuff figured out, exactly like the placement and everything. Jacob, stop touching the microphone.
I know.
And so, yeah, so, but today we're going to talk about instruments, namely the saxophone, which, surprise, surprise, both Jacob and I know how to play.
Yeah.
So, basically experts,
Mine is somewhere in this room.
practically professionals, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But today we're going to talk about and rank our favorite types of saxophones. So, in case you're not a saxophone expert like we are, saxophones have a wide array of range. Most people start on the alto saxophone, which is kind of the standard, kind of a smaller.
It can hit high notes. It can hit low
Yeah,
notes.
it can hit pretty high notes, can hit decently low notes, and it's got a very good range. It's a very good size, and it's typically what beginners play on. So let's let's rank that. Let's do on an out of 5. One
Yeah.
like
It's a 5 out of 5, I would say.
no, I meant like we're gonna rank 5 saxophones and we're gonna put them first through fifth. So right now on the number one spot, because it's the first thing we've said, that's obviously gonna be the alto saxophone. Now moving on to another classic. This is probably the second most common saxophone you'll see, the tenor saxophone.
Yeah, it's basically just the alto but bigger.
Yeah, it's his big brother, and
He's a little more rough around the edges.
yeah, he's a little more rough around the edges. He doesn't hit those high notes, but he's kind of more on that low end. And
He's an electrician.
yeah, he's an electrician. He dropped out of high school a little early,
Yeah,
and
never got his diploma.
yeah, he never got his diploma. He's working towards his GED, but hasn't gotten it yet. But yeah, so let's obviously we'll put him in second place because the alto saxophone just got a little more edge to it. It's a little bit nicer. But you know what we're moving on to, Jacob? Everyone's favorite, the soprano saxophone.
Yeah, it looks like a horn.
It's literally like a clarinet.
It's like a clarinet, but it's golden.
Yep, it's a golden clarinet, and
It's the legendary version.
it's the legendary clarinet. It's the clarinet, but way better.
It does way more damage.
Yep, it does twice as much damage. It's a legendary item. You have to summon it with a special Pokeball, and
You gotta put it in a Master Ball.
yeah, and it's actually I think it's pretty cool, but I still don't think it beats out alto. Here's the real question, Jacob. Though, does soprano beat out tenor?
I don't. The thing about soprano is it like a tenor is really like if you. Soprano's more on the experimental end of the saxophones. Okay.
I get you. Yeah, tenor's like much more commonly used. Soprano is like, oh, he played the soprano saxophone in the song. Like if you're listening to like a '70s rock and roll album and there's a horn section, you're gonna have some tenor saxes. You might have an alto. There's not gonna be a soprano there unless it's like a quartet. And even so, I mean, the only person who really plays the soprano is like Kenny G, or one of those other famous soprano saxophone players. But other than like the jazz community, they're not really seen at all.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it just below tenor. So that puts number 1 as the alto, number 2 as the tenor, number 3 is the soprano. But here's number 4.
What I'm thinking is the younger brother is the soprano. The like middle child's like the alto. Older child's the soprano, and then we get to the dad.
The dad, and that is the bari sax or baritone saxophone. And
We call him Barry.
that isn't the absolute pinnacle because what
He's
you
a
don't
construction worker.
he's a construction worker. He's raising these sons. He's a single father.
He's a single father,
And
he works in the union.
He's a union worker, and he has to bring home these checks to his kids. And but luckily, he's bringing them home because you know what? Barry sax is kind of elite because think about it this way: you got that alto sax. Everybody begins on that, but guess what? The Barry sax it just plays an octave lower. All the keys are the same. Pretty much all the fingerings are the same.
You need a lot more air.
You can play the same music. You just need to play it with a lot more air and a lot more confidence. But in my opinion, I think it should go right below alto on the chart. You got alto number 1, then Barry, then tenor, then soprano.
And number 5.
Then number 5, the absolute classic, the sopranissimo saxophone.
That no one
has ever played, and if you find them on eBay, they're probably just a soprano saxophone and somebody didn't know what they had. Because they're an octave above the alto. They're like his little nephew.
Actually like the lost child.
Yeah, he's like the lost child. He's an illegitimate child. He's the sopranissimo saxophone, and guess what? He's coming dead last on this list, guys.
Like,
I'm gonna be
honest.
honest.
No one uses them.
It's cool.
Kind of a myth.
It's cool that it plays an octave above, but you're not gonna find one of these.
They're
These are just as rare as key of C and key of F saxophones. You know what I'm saying, Jacob? Yeah, those were invented in like the 1890s in order to use in orchestras, and they never got used. So
they're kind of the sopranissimo are kind of like a myth.
Yeah,
they might exist.
They might exist. Have I seen one? No. Have I seen the other ones?
Like Bigfoot.
Yeah, I've seen all the other ones. I see the other ones weekly, pretty much. Maybe not a soprano weekly, but the rest of them you see pretty often.
So get ready for the History Channel show where it's Finding the Sopranissimo.
Sopranissimo. Yep, that's next on Ancient Aliens.
Did the aliens create?
Did the aliens create the Sopranissimo saxophone?
Yes.
Yes, they did it right
with
after.
With our little evidence.
Yeah, they did it right after they created the pyramids, and right before they did that one giant city that looks like a computer chip.
Okay, a little rant, real quick. Ancient Aliens is just them being like that's a character from any like mythology, the Bible, or like anything, and then they just put alien over it.
Yep.
It's not like they're using science. They're just putting alien in any biblical, historical, mythological, anything that they can put it in, they can put it in.
Yeah, pretty much.
So every single important character in history was either an alien, the son of an alien, had an alien spaceship, which is what Noah did.
Oh, that's their explanation? But
so,
how did they explain that the ark was built out of wood?
I can't remember how they did it, but I just remember that it's
a wooden spaceship.
It's actually, there's like one piece of wood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what they meant. They meant build the control yoke out of wood. So
it's like the final piece. It's like
no,
he puts it on there.
It's like a luxury car. It's got the leather interior with the wood trim.
No, and also like he puts it on. It's like like control center activated.
All right. Well, as we wrap this up, let us know in the comments down below what your favorite type of saxophone is, and something that we forgot to do at the end of our last episode, I think. No, wait. We did do it, I think. Did we? Yeah, we did do it. Anyway, something that we didn't do on the other stuff that we've recorded so far today, which you may or may not see in the future, is we didn't give a shout out to our Patreon supporters. So if you want to be cool, head on over to patreon.com/The Conspiracy Consultants. And what you don't realize is that it's only $1 a month, guys. $1 a month. Think about it. Think about how much money you just throw away every month. You're at the store. You want to round up to save children. You probably rounded up 50 cents. You do that twice in a month. That's $1 that instead of going to starving children, could have gone to us.
Yeah. Who needs to support the Ronald McDonald Foundation?
Yeah,
when you
Ronald
can support
McDonald
two
Foundation.
high schoolers.
Exactly. And I mean, think about it. Honestly, this is getting really bad, Jacob. We probably should stop.
Yeah.
Guys, actually, please do support charities instead of us. The only reason we want money is
rainforests.
the only reason we want money is because it helps us make better videos and afford cool things. And
but if it's between us and the starving children, pick the starving.
Yeah,
children.
please pick the starving children, guys. Like, or if you can, if you got a more important expense, please take care of that before you do.
Please tithe.
Yeah, please send your tithe. Don't count this as your tithe.
We are not.
We're not a church. We are not a 501c3.
Not yet.
Jacob, what? All right. Well, I'd like to say thank you to our supporters because we really had a long-winded rant right there. I'd like to say thank you to our supporters: Sam Shockmav, Josiah Keller, JJ Sebastian, and Joel Webb. And thank you to them for supporting the show. And as I said a few seconds ago, head on over to patreon.com/The Conspiracy Consultants. And then you can support the show. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And don't forget to let us know down below what your favorite saxophone is.
Before we go, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Also, supposedly, the subscribe button lights up when you say subscribe. So
subscribe.
Let us know. It only lights up once.
Alexa.
Alexa, play Jump in the Cadillac. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And it's been a little bit of a wild one, but it's been fun. All right. See ya.